Cabazon to Cabazon. Wait, what? Wait, what? We got picked up from Cabazon and took a zero at Billy's friend's house. We went by Dutch Bros and grabbed some coffee. It was fire. Later that night, they took us to get some birria tacos. So we got picked up from Cabazon and dropped back off at Paradise Valley. Check out all these crazy cool cars going through. We had a quick lunch at Paradise Valley Cafe again. Second time was good as the first. We were gonna go and hang out at Richard's house, but he closed down because evidently a cult came and wrecked a bunch of stuff. All right, guys, we're getting back on the trail. We're just doing the 1 mile road walk from Paradise Valley back to the actual PCT. Back on trail. So we got dropped off at Paradise Valley Cafe, mile 151. And we are heading northbound again, which feels even weirder than I could imagine. So the goal is to head northbound from 151 back to Cabazon, so the 10 freeway where we got picked up at it just a few days ago. We took a nice zero at Billy's friend's house, had some great food, some good coffee, and we're rip-roaring and ready to get back to it. It was fun getting to Paradise Valley Cafe and seeing all the hikers looking all beat up after the first 150 miles. So yeah, I think most people were looking pretty happy to get there. So kind of interesting fact for you about Paradise Valley that they were telling me is everyone's packages are like super delayed there, like 4 to 6 days longer than they were expecting. So if you are sending something there, make sure that you send it super early, or consider sending it on to Idlewild and just give yourself a little extra time right now. It was starting to get hot. We found a super cool shady spot for a siesta. Guys, these water sources aren't going to be here much longer. This looks like a pretty epic place to cowboy camp. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough water for it. It's not very often that I gravity filter, but I had a few liters I wanted to go through and cook, so I went ahead and set it up. We just passed Tunnel Springs, which is about half a mile off trail each way, so a mile trip to go get some water. Carried up 3 liters. Hopefully that's going to get me all the way through the night and to Apache Peak. So we were going to camp near there, but there was already 3 people, and we could have made it work, but we didn't want to pack in there and kind of set up right next to everyone else. So we decided to push on a little bit further tonight. So our day back, we were expecting to do something like 3 to 6 miles and just kind of relax that first day, Nero in, right? But we are at about 11 miles in so far, so probably gonna be a 12 or 13 mile day today. Not a bad way to start. I don't know what kind of ants these are, but they're freaking huge, man. Look at the size of that thing. Good morning, happy hikers. Billy and I just got up and we're starting to hike this morning. It is about 7:45 a.m. So our original plans were to go all the way to Apache Camp today and kind of assess conditions and start early tomorrow, but we're a few miles ahead of schedule. So it's less than 10 miles to Apache. So we're gonna go down to the spring, probably have lunch there. There's gonna be about a 70-degree swing in temperature from yesterday until tomorrow morning. So I think it's supposed to drop by the time we get up there on the summit to, I think it's like 19 degrees. Man, some of these blowdowns really suck. This one I had to completely take my pack off and climb down below on my hands and knees and put everything back on. Definitely slow you down a bit. Looks like another one I get to crawl through, guys. Blowdown after blowdown. This section before Splitter Peak is definitely full of blowdowns. The oaks are blooming, guys. I think this is a California black oak. Well, hello, fellow kids.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Just kidding. But seriously, I'm having a break, enjoying some lunch, having myself a iced coffee. Where'd it go? Wha-bam! Anyways, Billy is falling a little bit behind today. I've waited a couple times for him, but I think it's just the altitude, pack weight, and heat's kind of getting to him. So, taking myself a nice long lunch, and hopefully he'll catch up to me. I'm just before Splitter Peak. Second rattlesnake, guys. I think this one I can actually film a little bit, though. So we were originally planning to go up and over Apache Peak today and get up to the base of the snow, but I think Billy's moving a little bit slower today than I have water for. So we're probably going to end up having to go down to Apache Spring, and I already know if I go down that far, I'm probably going to spend the night there. So probably get an early start tomorrow and spend tomorrow night in the snow. All right, guys, this is going to be the real test. I have every single stake in the tent. I got every corner rocked out. Got the trekking poles in there. Trying to keep this thing as solid as we can. It's probably 30 to 40 mile an hour winds right now with some pretty big gusts coming through. So let's see how it holds up with this flex kit helping. So far, like a champ. Heading down to Apache Spring, Billy came across another rattlesnake, third for the trip. All right, guys, this is Apache Spring, I believe it's called. And it's about half a mile down, pretty steep, so probably drop your pack and bring just your bottles down if you're coming here. It's a little bit more protected from the wind, and there are a few campsites though if you want to spend the night here. I have my solar panel sticking right out there and the cord ran through the door so I can lay and still grab some power on my phone. As the sun began to set, the wind got stronger and stronger. I'm doing the ultimate and lazy today. I'm doing a cold-soaked ramen bomb. It's hanging outside my tent in my Crocs right now, getting ready. Should be done in, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. It's really amazing how much wind these tents will keep out. I did my best to go to bed and not get too bothered by the wind noise. You can see the cable or the little rope that attaches off my tent actually ripped. I stacked some rocks on it and kept it down all night. What a night, guys. It was super windy. I ended up having, it wasn't as bad as it looked originally. So on the rope that comes off of the corners of the duplex to tie on the sides, the casing that goes around the actual rope itself like split and came off. So the rope's still there, so I think I'll be able to patch it and make it work for the next couple days, but I'll probably swap that covered out when I get home. Super windy. I put on my frog togs just to act as a wind layer. Guys, I got to meet Sandjack John. I was super excited to meet Sandjack John, but then it got me worried about what I was about to hike into as we were heading towards Apache Peak. We had originally thought we were going to take the peak up and over, but we decided to take the trail. So that section wasn't too bad. It was only about 150 to 200 feet long, but it's kind of on like a little bump in the ridge, so you can't really tell how far it is around it. Lots of blowdowns in this area. This was sketchy. This is the last water source that we have until after the snow, I think. So everyone stopped here grabbing as much water as we can. I think I'm walking out with 4 liters. And we hiked over all of those today. actually see the slide marks from the guy who went down yesterday. This was our first little snow bridge that was going over a stream. You could see that we had to put in new tracks going slightly below where the old ones were. I kept looking back at the beautiful vistas. There's definitely a lot of snow around here, but it's been pretty passable. So there's plenty of snow melt here if you guys are looking for water, so I wouldn't stress too much, and you can always melt snow. Can't trust snowboers are so-boers, man. There's plenty of snow-free camping you can just poach right off the trail. Don't even stress going through this area, guys. Tons of camping. Always love those little side trips, right? Snow navigation is fun, guys. This was the campsite for the night. So Billy's been gone for about 15 minutes. He ended up dropping his tent pole somewhere. So he's gonna go back 30 minutes, see if he can't find it. And if not, he's gonna turn around and come back. So I'm expecting 30 there, 45 on the way back. If I haven't seen him by then, I'll give him another 15 and probably go look for him. So hopefully he finds him quickly. If not, he's welcome to jump in my tent tonight. It's a 2-person. I'll rearrange some gear and we'll make it work. We ended up skipping the San Jacinto trail to go up to the summit. Billy's knee is really messing with him, so I just don't think he had quite the energy to make it up there tomorrow, and we're kind of running out of time for the storm. Trying to break this up as much as I can. Have a little iced coffee this morning. And voila, iced coffee. The real pain in the ass when you dead man anchor is getting stuff back out in the morning. Have to dig it out with your ice axe and try not to cut your rope. We figured out that was the trail last night after searching around right at sunset, so we decided to camp as soon as we could find somewhere protected back in the snow, and we set these rocks up so hopefully we wouldn't miss it again today. I'm not sure what the name of this mountain was, but I thought it looked super beautiful looking across from the PCT. It's these berm things that are just so difficult to navigate around sometimes. This one's pretty small, but some of them have been like 8-10 feet tall, and the trail's hidden behind that. I think this is Strawberry Creek. And that's our buddy, Super Mario. Don't go that way. Looks like there's a porta potty up here, guys. Let's see how trashed it is. All right, guys, let's check out inside the porta potty. Yeah, no. There are tons of little snow melt streams all through this area. This is the trail still, right, guys? These polypore mushrooms are often an after effect from being attacked by a pine beetle. That's a nice boulder.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
Spot's a little slippery. I rode down the hill. Oh, there goes Billy. His turn. This was the scariest snow bridge so far. Probably a 10-foot fall if you went through. All right, I'm about halfway through Fuller Ridge area right now. It's been a slog, guys. It's taking me so long to get through here. Billy's about 5 or 10 minutes behind me, I think. And the clouds rolled in and it's starting to drop rain on us. Some pretty big fat drops, and then a light dusting of snow flurries are going too. So definitely some fun weather up here. Hopefully it doesn't change the quality of the snow too bad for me. I wasn't able to record too much crossing Fuller Ridge since I needed both my hands. We ended up camping at the Fuller Ridge campsite though. We were happy that there was a fire going. Billy wasn't able to find his poles. He spent the last night in his tent like a bivvy, but this night he spent it in mine. Good morning, happy hikers. So it's about 8 o'clock. We woke up at 6, had kind of a nice lazy morning around the campsite, hung out with everyone, chatted for a bit, so it was really pleasant. Yesterday though, woo! Yesterday was a butt kicker. We did 9 miles in I think 10 hours. It was just so slow going in that whole section from the San Jacinto hut, like trail turnoff area, all the way through the Fuller Ridge campground. So that's where we ended up spending the night last night. We got in there and Billy and I got a little separated for about 4 or 5 hours. He was going pretty slow and his knee was hurting, so I wanted to push through and get out of the snow before the sun set, so I had a few minutes to kind of set up with some light. We got into camp and they had a fire going. It was super nice, so we hung out with everyone. I had some hot cocoa, made a ramen bomb. I didn't record too much yesterday. I was busy hiking. I really needed both my hands. I was using ice axe and micro spikes for most of the day actually. And people were going through without ice axes and probably some were going through without micro spikes, but I'd suggest both. I was very happy to have them, and my, man, a couple times I probably fell like, I don't know, 10 times yesterday just sliding on the snow or parts of the snow giving out later on in the day. And my ice axe, kind of having it in the snow, kind of doing a self-belay with it, saved me from falling. And it wasn't like a fall for your life, but definitely kept me from sliding off trail twice. And once I was glissading down a section, which everyone else was too. And my glissade got a little out of control, so I was able to self-arrest with my ice axe. And it was nice to already have it ready to go. So definitely happy I brought it on this section. Guys, we got our first view of Morongo Casino. I'm so excited, guys. We are out of the snow. Found a gummy worm on trail right now. Someone's gonna have a sad day knowing that their gummy worms have a leak. Anyways, having a really good day. We're out of the snow and it's all downhill. Literally, we're at 19 miles that we're doing today, and I think it's almost a 7,000 foot elevation drop. So hopefully I get some water. I ran out last night and everything was frozen pretty good today. I didn't feel like melting snow, though I had the fuel for it. So I'm just gonna keep pushing through till I find the next source and go from there. And that's a Coulter pine cone. Let me put my foot next to it for reference here so you guys can see. Heaviest pine cone in the world. We left the Pacific Crest Rex in charge while we went down to grab some water. So we just stopped in to grab some water from a little stream and made my iced coffee, so I'm stoked about that. But as we're coming back up, the first person that walks up is like, "Hey, has anyone lost a spoon?" Turns out Billy forgot his spoon and it fell out of his pack. And then the next person that walks up says, "Hey, did anybody lose a shoe?" And it was Billy's shoe. Like twice in less than an hour of hiking, he's already dropped stuff out of his pack. So, wait, what happened? Oh yeah, Billy, his tent poles actually fell out of his pack somewhere in the snow. So they might be on top of San Jacinto right now in that hut waiting for him. But yeah, so he's just lost everything on this section. It's been a really rough part for him. So now I put him in front of me and I'm walking behind him so he can't drop any more shit. But if anyone can come up with any cool trail name suggestions for Billy, we're thinking maybe Lost and Found or something like that. Put it in the comments below for us. This is why Seanox suck. It's like the splatter's going pee. It's crazy to think that yesterday I was hiking up there guy? Oh, he's camera shy. It's okay, come on out. Oh, I think your nest is there. I'll let you be. So far on the way down, we've seen 2 of the California whip snakes. Fat bud prickly poppies. Woohoo! These guys always remind me of fried eggs. We took a break to sit here and have some lunch. Mile 200 means a lot for people who haven't broken their continuous footpath, but didn't mean much for us. But here, have some trail mix. Some people try to use this plant to hallucinate and go on a trip. Typically, they end up on a trip to the hospital. Can anyone ID this? It's a good thing that I'm hiking behind Lost and Found over here, because he almost lost the rest of his tent. So I think these are golden eardrops, and if they are, they actually germinate after fires. Guys, it's not eating. Bug flew in my mouth. Yeah. Anyways, it's like 80-mile-an-hour winds right now, guys. It's crazy. This whole house was decorated super cool. What's up with these creepy dolls, guys? I think they may be something for fertility. With this nail here, I almost feel like I'm being threatened. Hey, you can't park there. Someone done messed up. We made it all the way back to Cabazon. We got picked up, hit Denny's, and went home. Took a little break before we hit the Cajon Pass and headed north.